My sister didn't invite me to her wedding, so I left the country. Yeah, read that again. She invited 150 people. Friends, coworkers, people she barely knew. But not me, her brother. And I didn't find out from her. Not a call, not even a conversation. A message. Guest list is finalized. We had to make some tough cuts. Tough cuts. I just sat there, staring at my phone, waiting for it to make sense. It didn't. So I called my mom. She picked up instantly. Bright voice. Too bright. Hey, sweetheart. That's when I knew. She already knew. I got a message from Emily. Pause. Too long. Way too long. She says I'm not invited. Silence. Then, that voice. Soft. Calm. Fake. Oh, honey. It's just a wedding. Just a wedding. Something dropped inside my chest. Hard. I'm her brother. How am I not invited? She sighed. Annoyed. Like I was the problem. It's not personal. They had to keep it small. Small. I opened Instagram. Still on the call. One scroll. There it was. Emily's post. Huge venue. Luxury setup. Perfect smiles. 150 guests. 150. But not me. I stopped talking. Because suddenly, everything made sense. This wasn't a mistake. This was a decision. And the worst part, this wasn't even new. Emily forgot my birthday. Every year. She only called when she needed something. Money. Help. Support. And I gave it. Every time. And my mom. Always the same script. Be understanding. Don't make drama. She's your sister. So I stayed quiet. For years. But this was different. Because this time, they didn't just ignore me. They erased me. I wasn't part of the family. I was just useful. And now, not even that. That's when something shifted. Not anger. Not sadness. Clarity. If I didn't matter to them, then they didn't matter to me. Simple. So I made a decision. And I didn't hesitate. I opened my laptop and booked a flight. Not just anywhere. Caribbean. 5-star resort. Ocean view. Private beach. First class. Expensive. Yeah. Worth it. Absolutely. Because for the first time in my life, I wasn't choosing them. I was choosing myself. And that's when everything changed. But I had no idea. The groom was about to walk out. I didn't waste time. Within an hour, everything was booked. Flight, hotel, transfer, done. No second thoughts. No guilt. Because for the first time, I wasn't fixing their mess. I was done being the backup plan. And that alone felt unreal. The wedding weekend came fast. Too fast. But I was already at the airport. First class, champagne in hand, watching the runway lights, and realizing something. I wasn't sad. Not even a little. I felt free. And that scared me. Because it meant one thing. I should have done this years ago. But then I did something I probably shouldn't have done. I posted just a simple picture. My legs stretched out. Drink in hand. Caption. Guess I got cut from the guest list. But I think I'll survive. Yeah, that was intentional. Because for once, I wanted them to feel it. The reaction was instant. Messages started coming in. Cousins laughing. Friends confused. One of my aunts commented, "Good for you." But the one I was waiting for came right on time. My mom. 3 texts. Back to back. Where are you? Are you seriously missing the wedding? You're being petty. Petty? I actually smiled. Because that word told me everything. They still didn't get it. To them, I was the problem. Not the fact that I wasn't invited. Not the fact that I was cut out. No. The problem was, I didn't stay quiet this time. So I replied. Not with words. With a picture. The beach. White sand. Blue water. Perfect view. And then, I turned my phone off. Completely. No notifications. No calls. Nothing. Because I knew exactly what would happen next. They would try to guilt me. They would try to flip it. They would try to make it my fault. Like always. But not this time. This time, I wasn't available. And that changed everything. The moment I landed, it hit me. Warm air. Ocean smell. Silence. No tension. No expectations. No family drama. Just me. And for the first time, I realized how heavy it had been. All of it. The calls. The pressure. The constant, be the bigger person. Gone. Just like that. And I wasn't missing anything. That's what surprised me the most. I wasn't wondering how the wedding was going. I wasn't curious. I didn't care. At all. And that's when it got interesting. Because right when I finally relaxed, my phone lit up. I turned it back on for a second. Big mistake. Calls. Messages. Nonstop. Mom. Emily. Cousins. even relatives I barely talked to. And that's when I knew something went wrong. Bad, really bad. I opened one message, then another, then one more. And suddenly, everything clicked because my sister's perfect wedding was falling apart, and I wasn't even there. And for the first time, they needed me badly, but I still didn't know the worst part. The groom had already left. I stared at my phone, reading the messages faster now. Heart calm, too calm, because I already knew. This wasn't small. This was a disaster. One message stood out, from my cousin Jake. Bro, you won't believe what just happened. I smirked. Oh, I think I will. What do you mean? I texted back. 3 dots appeared, then disappeared, then came back. During the reception, something snapped. I leaned back in my chair, drink in hand, watching the ocean, while everything back home was collapsing. Fight broke out. Loud, ugly. Of course it did. Between Emily and him. Him. The groom. I took a slow sip. Then what? Pause. A long one. And then, he walked out. I actually laughed. Out loud. Because no way. No way this was real. He what? Left. Just left. I sat there, processing it. The perfect wedding. The big venue. The 150 guests. All of it. Falling apart. In real time. And I wasn't there. Jake kept texting. Emily lost it. Screaming. Crying. Throwing things. Yeah, that sounded exactly like her. People were trying to calm her down. I could picture it. The dress. The makeup. Ruined. The room silent. Everyone watching. Waiting. For someone to fix it. And that's when it hit me. That someone was always me. Jake sent another message. Mom keeps saying, where are you? She's freaking out. Of course she was. Because for the first time, I wasn't there to clean it up. I leaned back deeper into the chair, let the sun hit my face, and smiled. Not out of cruelty, out of clarity. Because suddenly, everything made sense. They didn't need me at the wedding, but they needed me for the mess. Always. Jake kept going. Dad's arguing with Uncle Rob. Grandma's crying. Perfect. Absolute chaos. Exactly the kind of scene they always expected me to fix. And this time, I wasn't even in the country. I looked at the ocean again. Calm, endless, peaceful, the complete opposite of what was happening back home. And that contrast felt amazing. Then my phone buzzed again. Different name. Emily. Of course. I stared at it. Let it ring. Once, twice, 3 times. Then it stopped, and a message came through. Please answer. I smiled. Because now, suddenly, I mattered. Now I was important. Now I was needed. I typed back slowly. Sorry, I'm a little busy. Pause. Then I added, enjoying my overreaction. Sent. And then I blocked her. No hesitation. No second thought. Because for the first time, I wasn't the one chasing them. They were chasing me. And I wasn't running anymore. I put my phone down. Waved the bartender over. Another drink. Because while my family was falling apart, I was finally at peace. But then, another message came through. From someone I didn't expect. And that's when everything got even worse. Because apparently, this wasn't just a fight. Something much bigger was about to come out. I picked up my phone again. Didn't want to, but curiosity. One new message. From Melissa, the only normal person in that family. If you're ignoring everyone, fine. But you need to hear this. I sighed. That didn't sound small. So I called her. She answered instantly. Oh my God, finally. Her voice. Half shocked, half laughing. That's never a good sign. Are you sitting down? I looked around. Private cabana. Ocean in front of me. Drink in my hand. Yeah, I think I'm good. She laughed. Not a normal laugh. The kind of laugh you have when something is so bad. It's actually funny. Okay, after he left, Emily completely lost it. I closed my eyes. Yeah, I expected that. No, she said quickly. You don't understand. Pause. She was screaming at everyone. Of course she was. Blaming people. Throwing things. I smirked. Nothing new. But then Melissa said something. That made me sit up. Your mom said. Pause. She said this wouldn't have happened if you were there. Silence. I blinked. Wait, what? Melissa laughed again. Oh yeah. Apparently you would have fixed it. I leaned back slowly, processing that. So let me get this straight. They didn't invite me. Cut me out completely. Erased me. And now, it's my fault. I wasn't there to save it. I actually started laughing. Not because it was funny. Because it was insane. That's not even the best part. Melissa said. Of course it wasn't. Grandma went off. Now that got my attention. What do you mean? She stood up in front of everyone and said this whole thing was karma. I smiled. Finally, someone said it. She told Emily, if you treat your family like they don't matter, don't be surprised when everything falls apart. Damn, I almost felt bad. Almost. But it gets worse, Melissa added. Of course it does. Your mom tried to fix it with the groom's family. I raised an eyebrow. And they refused. Completely. I exhaled slowly. So that was it. No wedding. No recovery. Just damage. Permanent. And now, I asked. Melissa didn't hesitate. They're panicking. I smiled again. Because now, everything was exactly where it should be. For years, I fixed everything. Every fight. Every breakdown. Every mess. And no one ever asked how I felt. But now they needed me. Desperately. And I wasn't there. I looked out at the ocean. Calm. Peaceful. Unbothered. And I realized something. This was what peace actually felt like. No guilt. No pressure. No expectations. Just silence. And I wasn't giving it up. Not for them. Not anymore. Are you going back? Melissa asked. I didn't even think. No. She laughed. Honestly, I don't blame you. I smiled. Good. Because I wasn't done yet. Not even close. Because the more I thought about it, the clearer it became. They didn't just want me back. They expected me to come back, like I always did. Like nothing happened. Like I'd just fix everything again. And that's when I realized they were about to make a very big mistake. Because this time, I wasn't coming back. No matter what they said. No matter what they did. And they had no idea how far I was about to take it. The next morning, I almost didn't check my phone. Almost. Big mistake. Notifications exploded instantly. Missed calls. Unknown numbers. Messages. So many messages. They found a way around the blocks. Of course they did. I opened one. Mom, you need to stop this. This is not the time for your tantrum. Tantrum. I smiled. Because that word said everything. Still the same. Still me being the problem. Not what they did. Not what happened. No. Me. Always me. Next message. Emily, I can't believe you're doing this. I need you. Need me. Now. Not when it mattered. Not when I was cut out. Now. When everything collapsed. I stared at the screen and felt nothing. That's what shocked me. Not anger. Not sadness. Nothing. Because something inside me had already shut off. Years ago. I just didn't notice it until now. Another message. Family meeting when you get back. I laughed. Out loud. Because they really thought I was coming back. Like always. Fix everything. Apologize. Pretend nothing happened. Be the bigger person. Again. No. Not this time. I sat up, opened my laptop, and extended my trip. One more week. Just like that. No discussion. No explanation. Just done. Because if they could cut me out that easily, I could walk away just as easily. And honestly, it felt good. Too good. Then my phone buzzed again. Melissa. Okay, they're planning something. I frowned. What do you mean? They're going to show up at your place. When you get back. I leaned back slowly. Of course. Because boundaries meant nothing to them. They think they can talk it out. Fix everything. Fix everything. Same pattern. Same cycle. Same expectation. And that's when it hit me. If I went back, nothing would change. They wouldn't apologize. They wouldn't understand. They would just reset. And I'd be right back. Where I started. Invisible. Replaceable. Useful. No. I wasn't doing that again. Not ever. So I did the one thing they never expected. I sent one message. Just one. To my mom. To Emily. No. That's it. No explanation. No argument. No emotion. Just no. And then I blocked everything. Every number. Every account. Everything. Complete silence. I put my phone down. Looked out at the ocean again. And for the first time, there was no weight. No pressure. No expectation. Just peace. Real peace. And I knew one thing for sure. I wasn't going back. Not for them. Not for anything. But I still didn't know. This was about to turn into something even bigger. For the rest of the day, I didn't touch my phone. Not once. No checking. No scrolling. No curiosity. Just silence. And honestly, it felt unreal. No tension. No pressure. No ajayidalani akratkoi. Just me. And the ocean. I woke up the next morning to the sound of waves. Soft. Calm. Nothing like the chaos back home. I stretched. Took a deep breath. And for a moment, I forgot everything. Then I turned my phone on. and instantly regretted it. Notifications flooded in again. Different numbers. Same messages. Call me. We need to talk. You're going too far. Too far. I stared at that one. Because that was funny. They cut me out of a wedding. But me walking away. That was too far. I shook my head. Almost impressed. The way they could twist reality was actually impressive. Another message. Emily, I'm heartbroken. I laughed. Quietly. Because for years, I was the one left out. Forgotten. Ignored. And no one cared. But now it mattered. Now it was a problem. Now it was an emergency. I put my phone down. Didn't answer. Didn't explain. Didn't react. Because for the first time, I understood something clearly. I wasn't responsible for their chaos. I never was. I just got used to fixing it. And that habit was finally gone. Later that day, I booked something else. A sunset cruise. No reason. Just because I could. Warm air. Golden light. Ocean stretching forever. And I just stood there, watching it, thinking, not about them, not about the wedding, not about what happened, but about one thing. Peace. Real peace. The kind you don't have to fight for. The kind no one can take. And I realized something. They didn't just exclude me. They gave me a way out. And I took it. No guilt. No regret. Nothing. Just clarity. And when I got back to my room, I sent one last message. Not to fix anything. Not to argue. Just to close it. If you wanted a wedding without me, you get a life without me too. Sent. Blocked again. For good. Then I turned my phone off. Walked out onto the balcony. Looked at the ocean. And smiled. Because for the first time in years, I wasn't the one left out. I was the one who walked away. And that